Hello, and welcome to this edition of Carry On Tourism Talks with Explore Houma. I'm your host, Keith Weissite, licensed clinical social worker with Terrebonne Home Care. Very glad you're joining us, and as always, very glad to have Ms. Tara Morvant with us. Thanks for being here, Tara.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Of course, Tara, Director of Marketing Communications for Explore Houma. And you know, we get through the holidays, and now we're into what we call our really big festival seasons. Excited about that. But tell us about this Bayou Country Crawfish Trail. This is really cool.
Yes. Like you said, we made it through the holidays. We kicked off the new year, and now we turn our attention to carnival season. But with carnival season comes one of my personal favorite seasons, and that's crawfish season.
Right.
Boiled crawfish season, to be exact.
Right.
Because with the Bayou Country Crawfish Trail, we offer crawfish year-round. It's an initiative that we started a couple years ago so that we can offer locals and visitors alike a taste of crawfish year-round. And so the way the trail works is it's split into two seasons. We have head season and tail season.
And if you know crawfish, you know that's a perfect description of how to split those two things up, right? Because that's how you eat crawfish.
So we're now in head season, which is your traditional boiled seafood season. It's normally end of November to about June, and then following is tail season. So that's when boiled seafood's no longer in season. We get the tail meat and put it in dishes. So your etouffees, your pastas, your nachos, your potatoes, any way you could have it, we can make it for you. But yeah, so we are right into head season, and we are so excited because it's the time of year where Cajun spices, like that aroma just fills the air, and it just puts you in a good mood. And so we love to eat down here. We love our boiled seafood. And so with Mardi Gras season coming up, it's the perfect time to really highlight what all is available on the trail.
It's what blends, if you will, right? And it's perfect when it starts getting a little bit cooler. Like my favorite thing to do is to get out and warm up. If I'm going to go out and warm up somewhere, I want to be warming up by boiling seafood.
Yes.
And boiling crawfish, it's just got, like you said, it's got that aroma. The other thing is that you get to kind of taste and see on the crawfish trail how several of the chefs do things differently.
Exactly.
And I say chefs because I put those guys up there with, you know, not just cooking or boiling crawfish, but some, you know, use a little bit more celery. Some use certain spices and unique things. Yeah, oranges, right? Some of the things that they really find bring out the flavors more than others. And I like trying different seafoods, especially crawfish, just to see how they do it. Right?
Yeah, and what we like about the trail is that people are always looking for a taste of crawfish. And with boiled season, it's very limited. So with our heads and our tail season, we're able to offer a taste year-round, but also we're able to highlight our local partners year-round. So it's been a great initiative for us. And the way it works is you visit at least 5 stops along the trail, you keep your receipt, and you can turn it into our visitor center for a free t-shirt. So it's been very successful for us. It's been a great way to drive business to our local partners and really, bring that economic boost even higher for our economy here in Terrebonne Parish.
Well, and it's a great way for, it doesn't have to be people who from out of town. Everybody here should want to go and get a t-shirt, right? And support what we do here in our area. And as we explore Houma, we want Houma to really stand out. It's a way to say, hey, I went to 5 places. And I got to try crawfish at those 5 different places.
Exactly.
Very exciting. The other thing that does is it helps people understand what our culture is about, you know? So when people come in, show them. You know, I've got a friend that came in from Texas, and he just moved here, and he said, well, you know, I need to know about Mardi Gras. I said, no. You need to know about everything leading up to Mardi Gras.
Exactly.
This is another great example. I get to take him on this now.
Yes.
And so that's what we're going to do, to introduce him to the culture.
And you can combine it with Mardi Gras. I mean, you're going to be on the parade route, hopefully all day, especially with the way our parades are set up. It's an all-day affair. It's perfect for the family. Go to one of our boil houses, one of our seafood markets, one of our local restaurants, grab some crawfish to go, grab some king cakes, we'll talk about that in a little bit, to go and enjoy it on the parade route. It's the best of both worlds.
Yeah, and or go with a group of people that, I know people that boil on site for the parade.
Yep.
Like they're going to be boiling, you know, they got everything up, the truck's set up, they know how and where they're going to watch the parade, but right behind that is their setup because they're boiling crawfish.
And everyone around you is going to be jealous.
Oh, absolutely.
That waft of seasoning is going to hit you in the face, and you're like, where can I get that?
That's exactly
right. You go
right.
to crawfishtrail.com and we'll tell you where to get it.
Yeah, and so that's another great thing, right?
Yeah.
Being able to go and see that and really kind of follow that. So I love the idea. So Bayou Country Crawfish Trail.
Yeah, and look, not everybody loves boiled seafood. We get it. Mm-hmm. We have to respect it.
You're strange. That's okay.
But we respect it. But know that there are other options rather than just boiled seafood. We have, like I said, your tail dishes. If you love pasta, we have crawfish pasta. But we have something right now that is just being received all over in the most positive of lights, and that's our savory king cakes that some of our partners are offering. So the crawfish Boudin stuffed king cake, oh my God, it's gone viral.
It really has.
And once you get like a little snippet of it, you'll understand why.
Right.
Yeah.
And it goes a long, long way in helping you love and appreciate that food and how it's done. So that's a snapshot of the things to come. And so really excited about that. So the Bayou Country Crawfish Trail, we are in head season.
Yes.
And if people don't know how to make heads or tails of it, we'll be able to continue to explain that. But they can also go to that website.
Crawfishtrail.com.
Crawfishtrail.com to be able to get more information. So this is always an exciting time of year. I love that we got a little cold weather to enjoy it for now. So go and boil and do that or get to a restaurant. We're going to take a break, but we're going to come right back with more carry-oners, okay?
Sounds good.
Very good. All right, Tara's going to stick around. You do that as well. We'll be right back right here on Carry On. Hello and welcome back to this edition of Carry On. Of course, Tourism Talks with Explore Houma. I'm your host, Keith Weissach. Thank you for joining us. Welcome back to the show, Ms. Tara Marvant with Explore Houma. Glad you're with us.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you for our special guest today, who people get to see, hear, smell, and taste stuff from. But Sean Boudreau, one of the Cajun Meat Market owners, thanks for being here. Thank you. So, Sean, this is an exciting time for you guys, right?
Oh, yes.
And so it's wonderful to be able to see how we're talking about this Bayou Country Crawfish Trail and how it kind of blends in with the beginning of king cake season, right? So how long have people been asking for king cake?
We get messages pretty much year round. We have to explain to a lot of out-of-town people that it's not available till January 6th, till the 12th night traditionally.
Right.
But we do that pretty well, and we always kind of launch it around the 12th night to keep it kind of traditional.
Okay.
But everybody knows. Like once we post those first couple pictures, that first batch, and it just goes crazy from there every year.
Yeah, and case in point, what a great shot, Jay. Thank you very much for that. In case you weren't hungry, now you are. And again, this is an example. Can you describe this king cake to us a little bit?
Okay, so that's the crawfish Boudin king cake, which has 1.5 pounds of our crawfish Boudin in it, with French bread as the dough. And it is covered in our crawfish queso, which is with a white American with rotel and crawfish chopped up, and then sprinkled with a little parsley flake for color. And yeah, it's as decadent as it sounds.
Okay, fat-free, as we described. Just kidding.
My running joke currently is people want to know about like the carb load in it. I'm like, it's all of them. It's all
if you're planning on running a marathon, this is what you eat for breakfast.
Same.
But truly, and a great example up there, of course, Cajun Meat Market there with the number. Man, you guys do it very well. And so tell us about the king cake that y'all had, this very king cake at the office. Tara?
So we went filmed some content the other day, and Gabby, our social media manager, decided to take one to the office as a little sweet treat, well, a savory treat, should I say, for us. And our staff of 6 or 7 that were in office that day completely destroyed it. It was delicious. I mean, the French bread dough just kind of took it over the edge. That crawfish queso sauce, like I was supposed to have started a diet on Monday. I did good until right when that king cake stepped into the office.
Yeah.
But it was worth every
single bite, right?
Every bite. It was
every lick.
I definitely recommend everybody try it.
And so it's really interesting. It doesn't begin, of course, until after Epiphany, right, on the 12th day. So if you want to get your first New Year's resolutions in, you do that from the 1st through the 6th. And then once you can go and get this king cake, the good news is if you have more than one or two people, it won't last long. So that's neat. Tell us a little bit about the joy that comes in making it.
Oh, it's just fun. Some of the most fun with it is posting the pictures and all the comments.
Okay.
That's what's really interesting. You get the reach this gets on social media goes pretty far, and it's people from all over the country commenting. So it's kind of funny. They're like, "Oh man, I wish you were in Montana." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not."
It's
sorry.
Cold. Yeah.
Making them's a lot of fun. We have about right now we probably have like 4 employees that spend a couple hours a day just prepping king cakes, mostly toward the weekend side.
Right.
It's more of everybody brings a king cake to the office on Friday or Saturday kind of thing.
Right.
So usually the weekends are a little bit more hectic than the early week.
Early part of the week. Did you come up with the idea for this one?
Kind of.
I had a feeling you did. Like you speak very passionately about it.
We've started making kolaches in like 2008, 2009. And I would say about 4 or 5 years ago, we were approached about trying to figure out the king cake thing. Because what originally the guy wanted me to do was just bake a bunch of kolaches in a ring. It didn't look great.
Gotcha.
It didn't work well. And
right.
So then we kind of played with it and modified it and came up with this. And
okay.
It's something.
Yeah. And that's you and Ray, of course, right there in front of Cajun Meat Market. Very, very glad to have you right here in Houma, being able to do these kinds of things. Let's talk a little bit about how coming to get a king cake, coming to Cajun Meat Market, and where you guys kind of recommend people to go onto the Crawfish Trail.
Well, when people come into the meat market, first and foremost, when you have out-of-towners, you try to send them someplace local.
Right.
A good example is like we're always going to try and send people to like Big Al's or the Shack. We definitely try to forward people down the Bayou. We try to send people. I recommend that you make it like a day trip and maybe you go try to check out Coco Marina because they're a good. It's a good end. I joke it's like kind of the end of the road, but it's not the end of the road. But it's a great place to
a new beginning at the end of the road,
and start back. We've tried to send people to the Gator Farm for the Gator tours because when people are talking about driving in, it's like, hey, there's other things. Right.
Very cool. And again, it's a great way for you guys, the blending, if you will, of all of our wonderful programs. And I love this idea about head season here for what we're doing with Explore Home and the Bayou Country Crawfish Trail. It's about people being able to enjoy these wonderful tastes all year round. And y'all have a specific way of doing that. Again, some of the things, my wife or I stop at Cajun Meat Market every week. Every week. My wife will not go out of town without chicken salad.
The best chicken salad I've ever had.
It's normally when I do get interviewed and get asked that, it is the #1 seller by volume.
Oh.
We probably make in the ballpark of 600 pounds of chicken salad a week. And
wow.
That never gets to stop. Like it doesn't get to slow down. If we run out of chicken salad, it's like, it's a problem.
Yeah. Well, Sean, we appreciate you and what you do, being a staple here in Houma, being a partner here with Explore Houma, and all the great things that come out of everything that you guys do and do together. It's going to be a great crawfish season, and crawfish are really big this year, which we're excited. They're big early. So thank you both for joining us. It's been a wonderful presentation, so thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys, that'll do it for this edition of Carry On, but don't go anywhere. A whole lot more local programming right here on HTV.